Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. I'm the MysteriousSJG. I've decided to finish off the last of these hunts. I believe the hunts we get after finishing Pharos Lighthouse really do represent the end of the Clan Centuro hunts, and in a couple of cases do represent bosses that are as difficult or more difficult than the final story boss. So let's save them all for the end, along with Zodiark and any other little things that only unlock then. It'll take 2, maybe 3 videos, possibly 4, but probably 2 or 3 videos to knock out all the hunts that are open to us before we do Pharos Lighthouse. Pharos Lighthouse and the Ritterina Cataract are essentially the last bits of story before the end game. Because once we do that, we have kind of, if I recall correctly, we have kind of a similar to how we get on the airship and go to Ritterina Cataract to start the next bit of plot. I'm pretty sure once we finish the next bit of plot, we get to a point where we have free roam again and can do these final hunt missions and stuff. And we also then, I believe, have a destination we can go to through the airship, which is basically just end of game, and you go there and plot events unfurl where you have, like we've had before, a series of dungeons. You're running around in an enclosed base with an alarm where enemies will show up and you can't go back to that place after you're done with the story missions. We've seen that before. We'll have something along that line which will just take us through to the end of the story itself. And this is not a game that has keep doing clan hunts after the main story. No, this is a game you finish the story and you get credits and you get taken to the title screen and you can load to before you finish the story and do more stuff. It is not, it's not Grand Theft Auto styles. And me telling you that's not story spoilers. I'm not telling you main characters die or anything like that. Just saying it's just not a game. It's like, Fallout New Vegas. It feels like a game that would be open. After you finish the battle at Hoover Dam, you can still do other quests. It doesn't work that way. If you want to have a save in Fallout New Vegas where you're really powerful and you can go and do the DLCs and fight, really dangerous monsters and feel really powerful, you have to do it right before you trigger the final battle at Hoover Dam, and in this game it's the same. Anyway, that's a lot of blathering for no real reason there. And let me turn down my TV volume. And we will go ahead and just knock out 4 more hunts. And as you can see, we're running out of hunts to do. We're pretty close to being done with all the hunts that are possible. Now, the rest of these, I believe, were all... Oh, yeah, and take your bets now on whether I remember to wrap up the aerodrome quest, where we have to travel on every route and deliver a letter. Pardon me, sorry. Excuse me. I have to deliver a letter to every one of the ladies who's, I don't know what the term would be, they're the concierges on these ships, and that whole quest about the, 6 identical cloned concierge ladies being forced to marry 6 guys they don't like. Take your money now on whether I remember to do that. I've pretty much decided I don't think I'm bothering with that fucking fishing game in this, because I've never done that before. I'm not even really maybe I should go check it out just because I'm curious as to what the game looks like, but this game never freaking ends. You can't say you didn't get your money's worth with this game, but it can be a huge time sink. So we saw a bill posted for the Hunting of Death case. That's rank 7. This one's rank 7. I was vaguely doing them in order of difficulty. These 2 are only 6. No, there's 1 that's 6 and 2 that are 7. So next would be Paying for the Past, War Chief Supinalu. Saw a bill posted for the Hunting of the Catoblias. Alright, well, we know how to get here. And it involves Warp-O-Matic trouble. Warp-O-Matic pops the dice, pop the 6 and you move twice. Something, race your men along the track. Hit the slide and you move back. That's Warp-O-Matic trouble. I may or may not have gotten most of the words right there, except that it's not Warp-O-Matic, it's one of those things that made me realize Mystery Science Theater was going to be my favorite show. Is even going back and watching like a episode from season 2. Season 2, or you know, early 90s. They hadn't really hit their stride yet. They hadn't gotten as strong with the writing as they would eventually get. There were key members of the Mystery Science Theater family that I think had joined a little later. You can go back and watch the season 1 stuff, and it's much fewer jokes than you're used to, and it doesn't seem as strong. Season 2 is kind of, they're getting there, and then season 3 for me is where Mystery Science Theater really takes hold. I'm not talking about the Netflix seasons, I'm just talking about the original stuff in the 90s. There's a point in a season 2 episode, which is kind of slow and plodding and not one of their best ever episodes, but there is a point where there's a spaceship with this big outer space control unit thing with a big plastic dome over it, and during a violent space crash, which is supposed to be super exciting in that movie, you just have Joel going, Pop-O-Matic pops the dice, pop the 6, and you move twice, in this really weird flat voice. I really liked it for some reason. Alright, you the guy? You the guy. You've seen my bill. You think you would come. Surely the fates will this. I guess by this point, we've got a good rep amongst these guys. I have a simple request. And a what and a why. I would kill the Catobla. Oh, do you know how this is pronounced? Then again, I baited you into commenting the last video, so I still don't know if you're still with me here, but Catoblapas. It's probably Sumerian. I don't know anything about the Sumerian monsters. That is the what. Accept my request, and I will tell you the why. Yeah, I want to commit to murdering this thing before I find out why, and then it turns out I'm murdering it because you're evil, and the Catoblapas is like super great and is doing wonderful things for all of us. But now I've committed, so I gotta kill it. Accept. Very good, now I shall tell you the why. In the deepest reaches of the Zertanan Caverns, in a valley where a sandfall flows, lurks the demon Catoblapas. Many brave warriors of the Garif have gone to Zertan Caverns to fight, yet none have triumphed. Many already have lost their lives to the foul beast. My brother, his life was spared, yet so wounded was he that he shall never battle again. I guess I should have gone and talked to everybody first, but I kind of prefer the narrative story feel if you talk to a guy and immediately do their hunt. But yeah, I could have done two during one visit to the Zeratan Caverns. It is for this that I must... And again, bear in mind, this is even more frustrating if you do this. You find out, oh, I could have gotten 2 hunts in one visit to this dungeon if I'd been planning better. This is far more frustrating when you don't have the ability to run around on the map at quadruple speed. It is for this that I must see the Catoblapas dead, even should I perish at the fight. So the fact that other guys went to kill the Catoblapas and failed means that it deserves to die. You sent a bunch of guys to kill it. You haven't established it was doing anything to you guys yet. My request is thus. Observe my fight with the Catoblapas, that there might be witnesses, and retrieve my body when it is done. Oh, interesting. So he's going to help us fight the Catoblapas, I guess. Alright. But I still think we're expected to actually fight the Catoblapas, whatever he says. Obsessing over what is the fastest way to get to, well, yeah, we want to use the same entrance. Oh. Check and see if everything is okay with my PC. I just got a really weird feedback noise through the, everything seems to be going. Got a weird feedback noise through my capture device and my headset and some... Might be sound issues with this video, I suppose. So that just felt like it was a really brief but very discordant glitch. I don't know whether you guys are going to hear it or not. I'm guessing no. I'm guessing to you guys it sounds normal. So I didn't know they had different weather here. But it doesn't have the kind of like drastic map effects that it has in the Giza Plains. Alright, now we've killed a lot of you guys recently, so I'm willing to let bygones be bygones and just roll on by if you guys are, but I understand if you're not that happy with us right now. It feels silly that I don't have anybody who's doing... Nobody's taking care of poison automatically, but... It's also really strange to me that Redis has Arise and Holy and almost no other white magic, because those are really high-end white magic spells for you to, like, have only picked up those in your studies. I mean, it kind of... I can see how it would happen with the whole license board system, but the license board system doesn't make sense from a lore perspective, so... And he's poisoned again, so fuck it. No, let's actually get rid of this. It's gonna annoy me during the whole fight, otherwise. I don't think these guys are going to be... You almost saw the cool zombie... I think you kind of saw the cool zombie helmet look that these guys have there. Because I noticed it while checking the wiki constantly for how to fight King Zombie. Alright, come on guys. They're going to keep coming forever. It's not worth the effort. Although this is the location of our first ever, like, you don't have to do it super boss fight, which, you know, we would be able to breeze through if we respawn that enemy now, but at the time, it was a pretty difficult fight. Alright, I don't even know why I'm picking up loot. I might be done with the bazaar system entirely. I don't really anticipate doing a lot more loot. Now there's a hidden passageway around here somewhere that will get us to this isn't hidden exactly, but I believe once we get to this screen, and by hidden I just mean it's right there, you can see it, but the map doesn't include it. Oh, because it's obscured by the sand falls, yeah. So somewhere right around here, we ought to be finding Catamaran. We have arrived. The Catobla Pass is here. I would defeat it, whatever the cost. See that we do not fail. You're not the boss of me, buddy. Alright. So first things first, obey your thirst. No, I have no idea what he has. I know last time last couple of videos we saved some time by actually paying attention to whether there's anything worth stealing before fighting. But this time I'm just gonna try to make sure we steal from it. I'm also gonna hit this trap before we get too far. I don't want to have a bunch of extra stuff to worry about once Catobla Pass has showed up. Shown up. Okay, well that was easy enough. Turns out that guilt tripping myself over not checking what we steal from Catobla Pass was not a big deal. Also, why did I shut off the attack? I just needed to have steel active. It's above attack. So he's just a big old behemoth, which it's really hard to tell. They always have the behemoth-style monsters look really tough, but in some of the games they're really kind of pushovers, and in others they can be, like, you know, Final Fantasy 13-2. There's a fight on the way to the end game a random monster encounter involving a behemoth and one other enemy, where if you don't have the right things equipped, I don't remember what they're called in that game. I'm drawing a blank and it's bothering me. I'm not going to be able to move on here. If you don't have the right paradigms going in that, it's a regular monster fight where the behemoth type enemy can be really, really difficult. But then again, he's only ranked 6, and this is not appearing like it's going to be a major issue. Sometimes it sneaks up on you, though. There was that one enemy hanging around deep in the mines. We'd had a whole bunch of rare hunt missions in a row that weren't challenging, and suddenly that thing showed up, and I needed to use mischarges to beat it because it was just KOing guys faster than I could bring them back. Very simple tactics, but it was extremely dangerous. I'm curious, do we have the ability to actually see the hit points of our ally here? Because I want to make sure he doesn't die. No, we don't. We really don't. Okay. Oh, not simple enough. Ketobupas vanquished. At last it is done. Long have I dreamt this day would come. A reward for your efforts is due, but this is no place for that. I will return to the village now. Seek me there. Go now with my gratitude. I'm not gonna, accompany you guys to make sure you get back safe. I'm just gonna teleport later. And so he does. And we obtain the slasher. Here comes the axe. Here comes the slasher. Walking destruction. Walking disaster. Pain and destruction is our middle name. Demolition theme music, folks. The theme of Demolition. Performed every weekend here at the Sapphire Stars nightclub. Here in the Diamond Room. Alright. I don't know why I'm not frame skipping about. Oh, that's why I'm not frame skipping about, because I don't remember the path, and I'm going to get lost if I frame skip about. I'm nervous. I had another little weird sound distortion there. And blue crystal just like not even worth my time now because it doesn't allow me to teleport out of here. But boy, I remember being less powerful than our party is now, and seeing one of those crystals and being like, oh, thank God. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get back out of this place and take advantage of everything we've gained. Bloodstained necklace and Arcana. It's an items frenzy. Alright, so took a wrong turn, almost beat up a turtle. What a terrible tragedy that would be. Hidden traps and not even giving a crap. Push. Alright, so get back to the village. Start to wonder if we can have this video go a little long and take out 2 hunts in the same video, or at least get to the point where I've set up for a hunt and done all the talking, and I'm on my way to the dungeon where the hunt monster will be found. And of course we have to do a visit to the clan hall after all this is done, too, to make sure that we don't have any awesome rewards for having advanced a rank. Knights of the Round may be as high as the ranks go, though. That's like, isn't that like the ultimate summon in Final Fantasy VII or something? I thank you for fighting by my side. Were you not there, I would not have been able to fight my sworn enemy with such confidence. I was confident, dry, and secure. Allow me to tell you a tale. Oh, man. I was still but a warrior of the village. My brother, Kadalu, was war chief in those days. I should be war chief. He was a great warrior, commanding the respect of all, yet secretly I believe I was his better in battle. I believed I was, anyway. Thinking to show the strength of my sword arm to the entire village, I ventured into the Zertanine caverns alone to slay the dreaded Katobavas. Uh-oh. Yet I was unable to withstand its attacks. It was my brother who saved me that day, though he bore grave injuries in the fight. His leg beyond healing, my brother threw down his sword that day. He had to. The one to receive the title of war chief in his place was I. Well, that doesn't seem right. You're the one who fucked everything up. It was a punishment, you see. Oh, okay. Or so I thought at the time. I threw my spirit into bettering myself as a warrior. Daily I swung my sword in preparation for the day when I would defeat the Katobavas. Only then, I thought, would I be forgiven. Yet now I know I was mistaken. I believed I was fighting for my brother, for his honor. Yet all along I fought only for myself. Yep. Is that your brother sitting over there? It was only as I challenged the beast today with you at my side that I realized these things. I thank you again. So we got a volcano, Arctic wind, and Gil. As I stand here, I feel that I look upon the sky for the first time in a long while. Was it always this lofty, this clear? A great weight has been lifted from my shoulders. Gladly now I shall stand with the warriors of this village to protect the land. Together, not alone. Oh, no. It is him. It is important to know the ways of killing your foe, yet the truly great warrior never forgets himself in battle. Yes, I used to be the war chief and the mightiest warrior, and as it turns out, my brother was correct in thinking he may have been more powerful than I was. You are still young. If you would wield a weapon, think first on what you yourself must defend. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Didn't this guy tell me about monographs and how he wished he could see just one? I've got all of them now. Maybe it was a different guy. Oh yeah, no, he's telling me about them. But I don't have any special dialogue with him now that I've found some. I can't be like, oh yeah, you can look at mine, man. I got it. I can't let you have it, but if you want to check it out, that is unfortunately not it. All right, well, we got to save. Let me save. I will quick check not only how long the video is, but also make sure everything is still going right, because I'm getting weird sounds. And everything's still going right. Well, the video, we could call it a short video with one hunt, or it could be a long video with two hunts. Write in the comments and say which one you prefer, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to go ahead and push forward and try to do two hunts in this video. This one might be going a little long. Or at least I'll get to the point where I've spoken to the guy for the next hunt and know where it's going to be. So now the rest of these are all level 7, so I might as well just go through them in order. Which means next would be a visitor on deck. Saw a bell posted for the hunting of Death Gaze. The petitioner is a traveler who frequents the many aerodromes throughout Ivalice. And he's at the aerodrome in Dalmasca, I believe. I'm getting nervous now. Now I'm noticing a slight desync as I play between sound and the game. That's Rabanastre, rather. Okay, but I will. We'll finish out the video by talking to the guy and getting the hunt, and then rather than going like 40 minutes plus to get 2 hunts done, now that I'm worrying about desync, we'll just talk to somebody to get the hunt started. You might have slight desync. It'll be okay if we do, but because it's not like the fully voice acted games, and this one is like intermittently voice acted. The games where there's like shit tons of voice acting are the ones where slight sound desyncs really get on my nerves, because I'll be trying to quip at the dialogue or something and it won't not work. That was a big frustration earlier in my LP career when because of the quality of the equipment I had, things would desync, and I would have to manually go back and edit stuff. I was reminded of that again. I mentioned the other day, I went back over the course of a couple of sessions. I checked out my own 1,000 subscriber special, and I noticed in Bullet Witch, like, I would have a clip long enough that the game sound would just seem to mute for a few seconds and then would come back, and it was because I was clipping the soundtrack and moving it along because it wasn't as long as the... Oh, yeah, it's getting really bad now. I think I probably need to consider rebooting. Yeah, whatever's going on, it might be as simple as just closing the software for my recorder and restarting the application, but it is definitely... You're probably getting like weird visual things, like suddenly there's like a skip where like 5 seconds worth of stuff happens in 1 second, and like the character's warping around because it's not sounding right. Oh, I'm not going to get the normal map. Gotcha, this one might be extra annoying to figure out. But they're a traveler. Lord Vane may be the acting emperor right now, but it's obvious he will be our actual emperor before long. Well, I mean, the only thing that's going to prevent that is if he dies before his father does, right? That's kind of how that works. I'm just looking for someone called Traveler before I start talking to everybody.
What do you want? You're positively filthy. Ah, you must be here about the bill I posted for Death Gaze.
Yes, we are here for the bill you posted for Death Gaze, son. Well, would you like to hear more? Go ahead. I'm listening. I saw a worm on the desk of the airship. A disgusting worm. It was a legendary Death Gaze, I'm sure of it. The sky pirate on the deck with me told me that's what it was, but my mother and father don't believe me. Don't mind him.
Don't mind him. He's just tired of traveling. The three of us went on deck before we landed. There wasn't so much as a rat of a mind a worm. I'm not sure why I allowed him to post a bill for its destruction.
If there'd been a rat, now there would have been a scene, eh, Mother? But Father wouldn't change that about you for the world. Aw, that's sweet. Oh, be quiet, Father. Since they still don't believe me, I thought I'd make a wager with Mother. If you can find Death Gaze, I win. If not, Mother wins. What do you say, Mother?
Fine with me. Worms and dragons indeed. Even though they exist in this world, I act like it's a silly notion. Just finding this creature is not a challenge enough. I think you should slay it. Though how you slay an imaginary worm is beyond me.
Excellent. If I lose, I'll give you 100 black chocobos, Mother. Oh, they're rich, you see.
And if I lose, I'll buy you a brand new airship. What am I going to do with 100 chocobos?
And who do you suppose will end up paying for these prizes, Mother? But Father wouldn't change that about you for the world. Father will pay your bounty, too, so find Death Gaze for me and kill it. I have no idea when it might appear, but I'll tell you as soon as I learn anything. I mustn't let Mother win. Death Gaze, the hunt begins. And my sound sync begins to collapse entirely in on itself. Alright, I gotta call it a video, and now I'm worried about whether I gotta restart my computer. But, we do seem to be recording, so something will come out of all this. And, I probably now need to check the fact, too, and see how you get Death Gaze to appear, because they're not giving me a lot of hints. MysteriousJG, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.